go all the way around by Clifton Pier Station. They were going to move that road. That road was going to be obliterated. I, Keod Smith, as an attorney, started a legal action against the government of the Bahamas. And a part of the argument which we had was that you cannot sell this road without my permission. And we got what is called an injunction that prohibited and stopped Hubert Ingram from selling the road. And that was the primary reason why Clifton development never happened. Because we had them tied up in court. These are things that you don't always hear about. You will hear about one or two of the other people who were involved with the fight, say that they're the ones who do this and who do that. But if you grab Hubert Ingram and sit down and ask him, what stopped you? Legal action. Okay? In other words, what I'm saying to you is what I'm talking about is not what I'm guessing about, it's what I know. And so you have certain rights to that road. And Hubert Ingram, he can make an arrangement, yes, if you all don't say anything about it. But if you feel that it is grossly unfair, you could stop it. You could stop it. Mr. Chairman. Sorry, what's your name, sir?
My name is Kevin Clark.
Kevin Clark.
My question is this. On what you just spoke of, prescription easement, you can tell me under what act or what statute and statutes I can find that?
It's actually called Prescriptive Act.
That's what it's called? Thank you very much. That's all I wanted to do.
Huh? Okay. And check it out. There are a couple of different acts that would point you in that direction.
Actually in Hebron Town where I live, there's a situation that this is so perfect for. You just gave me a good solution for a serious problem. Thank you.
But you know, Hebron Town is famous to me because, you know, y'all were one of the main reasons why the LNG facility never happened. Because, you know, if they had put the LNG facility and that cement plant next to yours, and there was ever any kind of problem, the whole of Hebron Town would have disappeared.
Well, unfortunately, I was still in Michigan when all that was going on. But there's a situation in Hebron Town where this particular act, and I'm going to go do that tomorrow. This is a beautiful thing. Thank you.
Well, I mean, things like whatever it is that's going on that you're talking about are things as well that you could bring as a position to advance to the convention.
No, it has nothing to do with convention. This has something to do with a quiet act that was based on a traditional road that a certain group of people.
But that has to do with a particular community, right? It's not just a private thing for you.
That is not just a private thing, but you know, it is a possibility. I don't even think I go into convention. I'm gonna be working, but this app I can use this to ease the situation.
You gotta come to convention, man.
I'm thinking about it.
You gotta come to convention. Y'all make sure you come to convention.
I believe that one in the long time until after next week Tuesday night.
No, next, what's that? Until next Tuesday night?
Until after Big Bar Rocks next week Tuesday
Now, listen now. I heard about all the things that happened in 8 Mile Road. And I'll just say this. It is unfortunate that it occurred. I'll just say this much. It's unfortunate that it occurred, but
the Constitution has to stand as a PLP.
Here's what I'm saying though, Mr. Ferguson, is it? Clark, sorry. There's the other Ferguson, right? But the unfortunate thing is though, that it happened. But you cannot let whatever it is that happens, and it's not a question of whose fault it is. Whatever it happened, whoever caused it to happen, it happened. And there will be a meeting at some point in time where there will be delegates determined. More likely than not, the chairman, unless the chairman chooses not, the chairman normally has a de facto post and spot on the team of people going to convention. And the reason why you should come is because if you're the chairman of the branch, you need to be able to help to guide the branch on the basis of whatever it is. And so I'm speaking to you because I want you to stay awake. And if you need me to talk to your boss to make sure you get time off, I can talk to him. Paid time too. This is a national issue. And you ain't got to take vacation in order to do it. I see your face just high. Any other questions? that is not law. You got to negotiate your way in these things, though. Any other questions?
You mentioned the bench did great speech earlier.
Yes, ma'am.
And for the benefit of those who are in the room tonight, I was able to put my hand on that copy of that speech, probably, and it relates as to what is happening actually today. Like you said, Snedden was a visionary. I think I gave the leadership council a copy. Mr. Carol?
Yes. But I believe. See, this is why, I know there are some people who may not be internet savvy, but I believe that, and I know that Mr. Carroll is internet savvy, and I believe that speech, if you have it, I don't know what format it's in.
Well, it's very old. The police officer who was with Celine at the time, he's the PLP, y'all know him now, Reverend Stalwarts.
Yes.
He was the police officer with Celine
and he had a copy of it.
And he brought it to me.
Is it the actual speech? Here's what I think needs to happen with that particular document you have.
Yeah.
There are a couple of things that needs to happen, Ms. Smith, and that is, it needs to be digitized. You see this gentleman here? I know you all know him. Now, don't get confused. I think he has a brother in here. But he wasn't here. You know, the twins. But anyhow, but very capable. This is your Grand Bahamian.
We go to West End together.
Okay, so he can scan that and digitize that and put it on the internet and make sure it's sent to the PLP headquarters, so it becomes a part of the PLP archives online. Now, I'll just say this much about being chairman, and this is as far as I would go into the normal kind of campaigning thing. But the one thing that I want to be able to achieve, and I'm going to try everything in my power to achieve it, is we as the PLP must become more digitized. We have to get out into the internet, because more than 70% of our people are under the age of 30. And they walking around with the little BlackBerry and Blueberry, and they got the little laptop everywhere, they're getting online and all this other stuff. And they come to this meeting, you know. But I can tell you all that by tomorrow night, they will see all of what's going on in here, because these cameras are here for that purpose. From singing Bind Us Together, straight on to the end. Okay? By tonight. Yes, sorry, go ahead.
I want to just ask a question relevant to the Port Authority and their activities with Freeport. My name is Bernard Smith. I'm a member of Marco City Branch. The question I want to ask is, the Grand Bahama Port Authority, in a subdivision known as Humanwood, developed, when short of putting in proper infrastructure, which roads, electricity, and what have you. But what has happened over the years, a lot of people have bought into the area and have built homes, and the area probably would be pretty close to 60–75% developed. So there's a lot of homes in the area, but no paved road. And I think there was a clause in their conveyance that there's no road and there's no road planned for whatever time.
It's in the conveyance?
Pardon?
You say it's in the conveyance? It says that in the conveyance? That you're not going to have a road?
Well, they wasn't responsible for putting the roads in. But what they're doing now, in virgin area where no one is living, they are going and putting roads in. Infrastructure in. And the area where I said it's about 50% or so developed, where people are living, houses are built, people are getting water from the ground and have to pay to have electricity or into the area. Because the port has a clause in there, does that renege them from their responsibility of putting roads and proper infrastructure in that area?
No, it doesn't. Legally, you can compel them to do it, although it's in there, because you could show that you could show certain things. They are. See, this is where the problem is, ladies and gentlemen. I need you all to pay attention to this, because this is a good example. This is a very good example. The reality is, the Port Authority and the whole area of the port is not governed by any rules and regulations that we have anywhere else in the Bahamas.